Good gardening morning, family and friends. I'm still a bit under the weather, but let's take a look at the garden and see what's going on. Here we have a slick pick summer squash. These blooms are right now just male blooms. Hopefully we'll get some more blooms later that are female blooms so we can start getting some summer squash. Here you can see Mitzi checking out the pumpkin. This is a Blue Bayou pumpkin. It hasn't started blooming. It's the only survivor. Mitzi is inspecting it thoroughly. Here are our zipper cream peas. They are doing well. There's blooms. There's a few pods already. I expect them to produce over the next month or so. Here are some of the English peas we planted last week. Here's the blue Hopi corn, and I am waiting for it to dry up. It doesn't look like the squirrels have gotten into it too much. So as soon as the blue Hopi corn dries up, we'll see if we get any corn or what kind of corn we get from it. This is the area where I plan to plant the cabbages. They will be going out next week. They are ready. They're already over 6 inches tall in my seed starting trays. So the cabbages will start going here next week. You can see that the tomatoes are winding down. Some are winding down and some are getting their second wind. In fact, there's a lone corn stalk right there that I didn't take out because the tomato is using it for support because it has moved over 6 feet. So we're going to let that one go. We do have some peppers coming in. And then over here we have our Texas cream peas. And I am picking them for as a dry bean this year. I've already gotten several of those. We also see some okra there. Another okra blooming. We're getting ready to bloom. Over here we see the remainder of the pink eye purple whole peas. There's a few more to pick, but not many, and that is pretty much a wrap for them this year, and I've got a lot of weeding to do. Here's the part of the garden that I am not so sure about. There are peanuts here still blooming, and blooming quite prolifically if you look throughout the patch. And I'm not sure when I'm supposed to harvest these. I mean, the information said a long time, but I'm not sure. Here are the herbs. On the left you see sage, in the middle you see a whole bunch of oregano, and then on the right you see some thyme. Looks like the oregano took over the thyme a little bit, so I may have to replant thyme in another area. Here are my transplant trays in the bathroom. I do have a fan on these. The ones on the right were planted 4 weeks ago, and as you can see, some of them are getting above the light, and then the ones on the left are the ones I transplanted 2 weeks ago that we talked about, and as you can see, they're doing quite well. I watered them from the bottom of the tray, and I've started adding just a little bit of fertilizer into the water. I'm going to look at transplanting the ones on the right outside next weekend, and perhaps a limited number of the ones on the left will be going out as well. Here are our bees. As you can see, they're getting ready for their morning flights, getting more pollen and nectar to make honey.
Have a wonderful week full of bountiful blossoms and blessings.